Well, good morning, everybody. And we had our first night of sleep on with the Bedjet system, and I have to say,
Very impressed. Love it, love it, love it.
go ahead and talk.
Sorry, our puppy. She has to have her morning loves. No, it was so wonderful. I put on the cool, and it was just this wonderful cool, and you can actually even feel it. I have it up here, and you could, because it has to circulate and the air has to come out. You can kind of feel it blowing out and onto your face, but it was very cool. And then at one point, believe it or not, woman over here who says it has to be like ultra super cold. My feet actually got cold because it's right down at the very bottom of the bed there by your feet, and so my feet got really cold, and I was like, okay, I gotta turn this off for a minute. And then I couldn't get my feet to warm up. My body was fine because but so Mark says just put on the just do the light warm, do it real light warm, and so I did, and it was so glorious. Believe it or not, I put on the warm, and it wasn't overwhelming warm. It was just like this nice warmth, and I just dozed off. It was so great. I just fell asleep. It was great, and I have a really hard time falling asleep, people. I'm not one of those people who falls asleep easy. It usually takes me. I'll sit here and toss and turn in circles. You can ask him. I turn and turn and turn in circles, and I can't get comfortable and fall asleep, and I fell asleep. I just dozed off. It was wonderful. Thank you, Bedjet, so much. I love this thing. I love it. I love it. And it's like we put our other sheet on top just because I'm picky, and I'm like, but I want to see my other sheet too because it's the I like the color. It's like this crisp. We washed it and everything, and it's just this crisp feel that is. I just love it. Thank you so much, Bedjet, for sending this. I love it.
Yeah, and I have to say, I actually tried a couple things last night. I woke up a few times. One from this one, I heard her down the hall. She scratched on the gate we have set up right
because
now.
I had surgery, and she's not really supposed to be in bed with us because if she gets on my foot, it's not going to be a good thing.
So we have the gate set up, and I heard her, and I got up for that. And I got up a couple other times in the night, and I started out after I'd taken my bath. It was a little cold myself, so I used the app on the phone from the bathroom to start the Bedjet and get it going on like the hot setting, but I did it like warm. So I made it heat the bed up to, I believe, like 85 degrees. And she, at that point, was on the cool setting. And so I came in, and she wasn't affected. And
yeah, I didn't feel it at all. I didn't feel his side. I was worried about leakage of, it says you're cool and I'm hot, or, grapple, whatever. Anyway, I was like, how can it possibly not heat up like for one the entire room? Didn't do it. Didn't happen.
yeah, so I got here, and I got in bed, and it was so nice and like toasty warm, like preheated. I was all, oh, that's so nice. And then I got in, and I laid down, and I had the heat timer set to shut off after 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, it shut off, and I was still awake. I was messing around on my phone. And so after I felt it shut off, I just turned on with the remote instead of going on through the phone. Through the remote, I just turned on the cool setting, and I adjusted the airflow down a couple notches. But I was like, well, how do I know, like, how much air's coming through? So then I went into the app on the phone and adjusted it down visually. You can actually see how much airflow is coming through. So I adjusted it down to about 30% airflow for the cool, because when it's cool, it, like Carrie said, it gets really cool.
Really, you don't expect it, because with the other video where we were showing it was blowing, there's not a cool temperature setting, and so I was like, okay, it might just be air coming through, just that circulates. No, It gets, my feet were little ice cubes.
68 degrees. It gets
It
down to
says
68 degrees is what it does, and
It felt a little cooler than 68, but it was glorious. It was a glorious cool. My feet just got cold, and so then I put on the warmth and just fell asleep. And it, you know, I put it on the timer, so it turned itself off, and I slept all night long, people. I slept all night long.
yeah, which is really different for her because she usually is the one getting up several times. But what I found out with the app is you can adjust the temperature for heat. You can set it all the way up to like 107 degrees or 104 degrees, or you can set it down to just like 68 degrees, which then what's the point, because it's just the cold. But you can adjust the temperature for the heat. For the cool, it's 68 degrees. That's the temperature for the cool.
Which
But
is,
for the
you
cool,
know,
you can
I'm gonna say,
adjust.
for my body, it was just my feet. So if I can figure out to wear I mean, but then when I turn on I don't know, it's so bizarre. I don't even know what to say except I love it.
For the cool, the way that you adjust kind of, I guess, the coolness level is the airflow. Because if you have it at like 100% airflow
That's true. I
with
did
the
turn
cool at 68 degrees, oh my god, it's so cold.
Oh,
But
but-
when you have it down to 30%, it's nice.
There's something else that I want to say though with the airflow. I found, because you know I was all gung ho and I had it like all the way turned all the way up, and I don't know what our puppy's doing right now. It actually floated above my body, and I am a kind of person that needs to feel the covers on me. I like the weight of the covers, and so I actually had to turn it down a little bit just because it was literally. I even went. I had my hands, you know, up behind my head, and I put my hand in the covers, and I was like, "Yeah, there's total space here," which was I could feel the coolness, but I needed it to. So I turned it down a little bit just because I needed to feel the covers on me.
And so I got even, 30% cool is kind of what I kept it at through the most of the night. But then when I woke up this morning, I was a little chilly, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try the turbo heat because there's a turbo heat button, and it basically pumps heat in at 10 for 10 minutes.
Puppy tail.
Pumps heat in for 10 minutes, and I was like, I wonder what this does. So I turned it on, and the heat that pumped in the bed, it must automatically, I don't know for sure, but it must automatically go up to like 107 degrees to like turbo heat your bed. And within like 2 minutes, I was like, oh my god, this is hot. So I took the turbo heat and switched it to regular heat because I have the setting. You can have 3 memory settings on the app. So I switched it to the regular heat, and it dropped it down to the 85 degrees, and I was like, oh my god. But that was intense. So if you're in an area that is like super cold, like Michigan, in the middle of the winter or something like that, where you're actually snowed into your house with like 8 or 10 feet of snow, you can't get outside, just turn the turbo heat on and make your bed super toasty warm and jump inside and get warm. But this is cool. Like you said, it kept my side really warm. It kept her side cool. At one point, I had my side warm just with the regular, 85 degrees, and she had her side on cool. And I was just curious, so I stuck my foot over on her side of the bed, and I was like, oh wow. Actually, no, I apologize. It was the other way around. I had mine at 30% cool, and she had hers on that gentle heat, and I put my foot on her side of the bed, and I was like, oh wow, that's a nice toasty warm. And then I put
But
my
it
foot back
wasn't
over on
like-
my
it
side, and I
wasn't-
could feel it cool. And I was like,
wasn't
wow.
hot, though, people. That's why
No.
I don't know how to tell you. It just kind of lulled me to sleep. I'm super hot and I need that ice cold all the time. It just kind of lulled me to sleep. It was wonderful.
And it was really cool because I could definitely, like, you can tell right where the line is that it goes from cool to that warm. And I was like, that is awesome. So, so far,
We
day
love it.
after. You
Love
know,
it. Love it.
love
Love
it,
it.
love it.
Love it.
So we will do another video
We might
like
end up buying another sheet so that everything doesn't have to be washed right like the same day.
yeah. So we may and not may we will do another video like 30 days in to give our 30-day, and then like a 60 and a 90-day.
He's gonna do another video also to show you that it did fit under our bed. It fit. You
Yeah.
can see.
And
Guys, look, it's so pretty. I love my bed. It fit under our bed, and I was even skeptical when I came in. I was like, oh shoot, it's not gonna fit.
Mhm.
It fit.
And that
So-
video will actually be up before this one. So
Oh, okay. Never mind.
but so it like I said, I so far after one night I highly recommend this, but this is just one night in, so
This is just one night in.
I can't
but
really say, but for what this was for the first night,
It was,
it was
so great.
awesome. Awesome.
And when we first took the sheet out, I'm gonna say, we washed it and now it's all softened, but it's crisp. I was like, okay, am I gonna be able to sleep with this sheet? Because I'm very particular about how my sheets feel.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
Love
thanks
it, love
again,
it.
Bedjet. Check in with us after 30 days. And, click the subscription button down below. Click the little bell icon, and you'll be notified when we put up videos. And then that way,
Oh, that's how that works.
yeah. And that way at 30 days, when we get our 30-day video, you'll see, how the system is holding up there. 60 days and 90 days. And then we'll probably do one after like a year just to show how the system is holding up over time.
Yeah.
So far, so good. Thank you, Bedjet.
Thank you so much.
We
I
hope you
love
all
it.
had a good night's sleep as well, even though you may not have this Bedjet system.
But you'll have a better night's sleep if you get it. I'm not kidding. I am not even lying right now.
Peace out, everybody, and I want to say, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for checking us out on Smith Family Television, and be sure to stay funky.